Will you join me today? And I'm on a really wonderful path. It's the old railway workers path, the old railwayman's path that goes between here, which is Dilton Marsh, and Westbury in Wiltshire. And many generations of railwaymen, drivers, firemen, track staff, station people would have walked along this track, ridden along this track on their way to work. So it is a classic piece of our history, not just rail history, but the social history of the area. And it is an incredible place to walk. And I hope I can give you a flavour of that now. And we can find some things out of interest about this track. It's been here in excess of 100 years. So let's walk the track now and see how things go. At this point there are steps either side which lead down by a bridge, which we go at the steps, and these steps would have been put in at the time of the railway being placed in as well. So these steps date to over 100 years old, and they're still quite well engineered, grippy sandstone, so as you don't slip. People with bikes would have just carried their bikes down one side and up the other. So let's carry on, I think. So here we are down here. Whoop. Great Western boundary marker. I'll take a picture of it and we'll be able to see the date off of it when we get back. At this point here, the River of Biss was at one time diverted underneath the railway to fill the mine holes in Westbury. So look at the mine holes in Westbury and you'll see what I mean. And then it was blocked off again after, so all part of its history. This bridge on the route is a lovely place to stop, look at trains and see what's going on. Views across to Westbury Whitehorse, and a lovely sight it is too. So it's a nice spot if you're a train spotter or anybody else really. I'll give him a wave and see if he toots his horn in a moment. So there's always plenty to see on this walk, and the train's actually stopped at the moment, so it's a bit of a treat if you're a train spotter, I've no doubt. He's coming back again now. So he's actually moving in reverse. Amazing. And at this point here, there's a railway bridge which goes over, and they put steel doors over it so you can't get through to the mine holes like you used to be able to. And eventually they'll run a road through here and they'll be building houses on the other side. So it's a real at-risk place, but great to come to and great to immerse yourself in 100+ years of Great Western Railway history. We can hear the rumble of the developers building houses behind me at the present. At this point here, you can see how the rails were utilised for various things, like these posts here, which I'll just get out of the way, and you can see that they're made from old railway lines. What gauge it is, I don't know. This area that I'm stood in now, with you can hear the developers in the background building houses right the way up to the fence on this side. On that side, behind this security fencing, there used to be aircraft spotter lights in World War II to spot the aircraft on concrete plinths, and the concrete plinths have all been smashed up and gone now, so that's part of our history that's disappeared in my time as well. Well, these railway paths are becoming rare as anything in our area, and there's not many left around the whole country, I'm sure, but it's a way that people used to get to work. It's a way that people used to explore their leisure, although they still do a bit now. And it was once covered in the remnants from steam train boilers, the cinders and ash, and now it's just a muddy, sad reflection of what it once was. Amongst the very loud noise from the developers behind me, you can see there, that post sticking up is an old air vent of the air raid shelters that were down here for the railway workers, just down from what was a turntable in World War II. And that's the remnants of an air raid shelter that you can see there. That poked up piece of metal there was a chimney for the air raid shelter, not for lighting fires in, but for air circulation. And they've all been sort of virtually left to rack and ruin and crushed in this place. So that was off of this path as well. And so this is where our path ends. So this historic path is under threat from development all the time. Used for over 100 years, part of Westbury's history, Dilton Marsh and Westbury's history, and it's just, I don't know, this is progress, or is it? Who knows? But that is the be all and end all of it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and you'll take an interest in some of the routes in your area and what they can show you about the history. Imagine people walking down here, riding down here to start work on the steam trains, then the diesels, and I suppose soon to be electric. So it's a good thing in some ways and a bad thing in others. Let me know what you think, and hopefully you'll join me again for another historic adventure.